The suppressants stopped working 3 days before my heat was due. That's all this was supposed to be. A routine checkup, a new prescription, maybe a lecture about stress management from a doctor who'd never raised a 4-year-old nephew alone while working 60-hour weeks in corporate accounting. I press my palm against the elevator wall as it climbs toward the executive medical wing, feeling the cool metal against my overheated skin. My scent glands throb beneath my collar. A warning I can't afford to ignore. Not here. Not in the Varelli Medical Complex, where half the building belongs to the most powerful alpha families in the city. The elevator chimes. 18th floor. My reflection in the polished doors shows exactly what I am. A tired Omega in a wrinkled button-down, hair falling into anxious eyes, medical band blinking on my wrist like a countdown to disaster. The hallway stretches before me, too quiet, too pristine. Mahogany paneling, soft lighting. The kind of wealth that doesn't announce itself because it doesn't need to. Room 18, the receptionist had said without looking up. Specialist consultation. I find the door, solid, imposing. A brass plaque glints beside it, but my vision swims before I can read the words. Heat exhaustion, low blood sugar, panic. I push the door open. The sound hits me first. Not medical equipment, but absolute silence. The kind that exists only in rooms where violence is always an option. Then the smell. Alpha pheromones. Concentrated. Lethal. Not one alpha. Dozens. My legs lock. My Omega instincts scream run, but my body is already shutting down, the suppressant failure dragging me under like a riptide. This isn't a clinic. It's a boardroom. Red leather chairs line a table that could seat 20. Mahogany walls absorb the light from crystal chandeliers. Armed men stand at attention along the perimeter, not security guards, but soldiers. Their suits can't hide the weapons at their hips, the cold assessment in their eyes. And at the center of the room, standing like twin pillars of absolute authority, 2 men, identical faces carved from the same unforgiving stone. Dark suits tailored to perfection. Presence so dense it presses against my chest like a physical weight. Twin Alpha Kings. I know them. Everyone knows them. Dante and Dominic Varelli, the legendary rulers of the Varelli Syndicate. The men who decide which alphas rise and which ones disappear. The husband selectors who hold the power of binding in their hands. Wrong room. I whisper, but the words don't carry. Dizziness crashes over me in waves. The floor tilts. My vision fractures into kaleidoscope fragments. Red chairs, dark suits, cold eyes watching me stumble forward. One of the twins rises from his chair. I try to step back. My balance fails. I fall forward, and my mouth collides with his. Warm, firm, unmistakably real. For one suspended heartbeat, the world stops. Then it detonates. Weapons shift in leather holsters. Guards surge forward. Someone shouts an order in a language I don't recognize. The alpha pheromones in the room spike so sharply I taste them on my tongue. Smoke and steel and something darker. I pull back instantly, horror flooding through my veins like ice water. I'm sorry, I gasp, stumbling backward. I thought this was... I didn't mean. The alpha I kissed doesn't move. Doesn't speak. He just stares at me like I've rewritten the fabric of his entire existence. His twin steps forward, and I see it now, the subtle differences. This one's eyes are colder, his jaw tighter. Violence lives closer to his surface. Secure the room, he says quietly. For guards move to the door. The lock clicks with the finality of a prison gate. On your knees. The command comes from the second twin, the one I didn't kiss. His voice carries the weight of absolute authority, the kind that's never been questioned. My legs buckle before my mind processes the order. Omega instincts overriding human dignity. I sink to the polished floor, the cold marble biting through my slacks. My hospital band blinks faster. Red, red, red. Heat warning. Name. The first twin, the one I kissed, speaks for the first time. His voice is different from his brother's. Calmer, which somehow makes it worse. Our Rowan, I whisper. Rowan Vale. Pack affiliation? None. Alpha bond. I'm unbonded. The room shifts. Guards exchange glances. Someone mutters something that sounds like disposable. The second twin circles me slowly, his footsteps measured, deliberate. You entered a closed alpha selection chamber. Do you understand what that means? I shake my head, not trusting my voice. It means, he continues, stopping directly behind me, you disrupted a sacred binding protocol. A ceremony that has stood unbroken for 3 centuries. My stomach drops. I didn't know, I swear. I'm just here for a checkup. My suppressants failed and You're a medical patient? The first twin's eyes narrow. Yes, accounting department. I take care of my nephew. I don't want trouble. Please. The word please tastes like ashes in my mouth. Like every other time I've had to beg alpha systems for basic mercy. The guards laugh. Low, cruel, a weak omega, no pack, no protection, no alpha to claim him, perfectly disposable. The first twin raises his hand. The laughter dies instantly. He crouches in front of me, bringing his face level with mine. Up close, I can see the flecks of gold in his dark eyes, the faint scar along his jawline, the kind of face that's seen violence and dealt it back tenfold. Look at me, he says quietly. I force my eyes up. Every omega instinct screams to look away, to submit, to make myself smaller. You smell like jasmine, he says. And fear. Tears burn behind my eyes. I won't cry. I won't give them that. The Selector, someone says from across the room. An older alpha, silver-haired, standing beside a leather-bound book on the table. It's reacting. The twins exchange a look. Something passes between them, silent, instantaneous, absolute. The kind of communication only comes from sharing a womb, a childhood, a crown. Then I feel it. A pull, not attraction, not desire, recognition. My body responds without permission. A heat echo rippling through my core, uninvited and uncontrolled. My scent glands pulse. The jasmine scent intensifies, sweetening the air. No. The alpha I kissed inhales sharply, his pupils dilating. His hand flexes at his side like he's restraining himself from reaching for me. The second twin curses under his breath. Dante, so that's his name. Dante, the one I kissed. He triggered it, the silver-haired alpha says, voice tight with shock. The bond response. The room goes silent. Every eye turns to me, not with desire, with calculation. I shake my head desperately, pressing back against the cold floor. No, I didn't agree to anything. I don't want. Dante kneels in front of me fully now, his presence overwhelming. Not cruel, not gentle, inevitable. The Selector chooses without consent, he says quietly, his eyes never leaving mine. That is the law. That is the price of power in our world. My heart cracks open. You kissed a king, the second twin, Dominic, says from behind me, and the bond answered. The words settle over me like a death sentence. Please, I whisper, hating how broken I sound. I have a nephew. He needs me. I can't. The silver-haired alpha approaches, the ancient book cradled in his hands. The Selector has not responded to anyone in 7 years. Not since. Enough. Dominic's voice cuts through the room like a blade. Dante stands, his shadow falling over me. The protocol is clear. We don't keep unwilling omegas, Dominic says, but there's something in his voice, doubt, or maybe regret. The law doesn't care about willing, the silver-haired alpha counters. I watch them debate my fate like I'm a chess piece. Problem to solve, a complication to manage. The dizziness returns, worse now. My heat is accelerating, the suppressant failure cascading through my system. I can feel myself losing coherence, my omega biology overriding everything else. He's going into crisis, Dante says sharply. Hands reach for me. I flinch back, and the doors explode open. The child is barefoot. That's the first thing I notice. Small feet padding across marble floors, moving past armed guards like they don't exist. He can't be more than 4 years old. Dark hair falling into enormous eyes. A stuffed wolf clutched against his chest. Tear tracks staining his cheeks. "Papa!" he cries, the word breaking in half. The entire room freezes. 20 armed alphas. 2 kings. Absolute power on every side. And they all stop for a 4-year-old pup. The child runs straight toward Dante, then pivots at the last second and slams into me instead. Small arms wrap around my neck with desperate strength. His face buries against my throat, right over my scent glands. I stiffen in shock, my hands hovering uselessly. What do I do? Whose child is this? "You smell safe," he whispers against my skin. His voice so small it breaks something in my chest. "Don't go away." The guards surge forward. "Your Highness." "Stop." Dante's command freezes them mid-step. The child doesn't let go. His fingers curl into my wrinkled shirt like I'm the only solid thing in his world. My arms come down instinctively, wrapping around his small body, protecting him. I don't know from what. I just know that's what you do when a child is scared. "Shoo!" I murmur without thinking. "You're okay. I've got you." The pup's breathing slows. His grip loosens slightly. He tilts his head back to look at me with red-rimmed eyes. "You won't leave?" he asks. My voice catches. I don't even know where I am. How can I promise anything? Dante crouches beside us, his movement careful, controlled. "Matthias." The child's name. "Matthias." Dante says again, softer. "Come here." The pup shakes his head, burrowing deeper against me. Dominic approaches from the other side, his expression unreadable. He hasn't spoken in 4 months. The words land like stones. For months, since his parents were assassinated. The silver-haired alpha finishes quietly. My blood turns to ice. This child, this terrified, barefoot pup clinging to a stranger. He's the orphaned heir of the Varelli syndicate. Untouchable, sacred, silent since the night he watched his parents die. Until now, until me. "That's not possible," someone whispers. But the evidence is wrapped around my neck, breathing jasmine-scented air. Finally calm. Dante's eyes meet mine. For the first time since I stumbled into this nightmare, I see something other than calculation in his gaze. Wonder, and something that might be fear. "What did you do?" he asks quietly. "Nothing," I say honestly. I don't even know his name. You calmed him." Dominic's voice carries a sharp edge. Without trying, without pheromones, without knowing who he is. The pup, Matthias, shifts in my arms, his small hand finding the edge of my collar. He smells like the flowers Mama planted. Jasmine. The word hangs in the air like a prayer. Dante stands slowly, exchanging another loaded glance with his twin. That silent language again. A whole conversation in a heartbeat. "Clear the room," Dominic orders. "But Your Highness." "Now." The guards file out with military precision. The silver-haired alpha hesitates, clutching his book, then follows. The door closes with a heavy finality. Silence descends. Me on my knees on a marble floor. Pup in my arms. And 2 of the most powerful alphas in the underworld staring at us like we're a puzzle they can't solve. "He accepted you," Dante says finally. I look down at Matthias. His eyes are drifting closed, exhaustion finally claiming him. His grip on my shirt stays firm even in sleep. "I didn't ask for this," I whisper. "I know," Dante says. Dominic moves closer, his shadow falling over both of us. In our world, acceptance is sacred, especially from a pup who has refused everyone else. My throat tightens. What does that mean? The twins look at each other, then at me, then at the sleeping child in my arms. "It means," Dante says carefully, "you are under syndicate protection now, whether you want it or not," Dominic adds. I want to argue, to refuse, to demand they let me leave with what's left of my dignity and my life. But Matthias chooses that moment to sigh in his sleep, his small body going boneless with trust. And I realize with cold certainty that I'm not leaving this room the same person I was when I entered. What does protection mean? I ask, even though I'm terrified of the answer. Dante crouches again, this time close enough that I can see the conflict in his eyes. It means you will live. Dominic's voice comes from behind me, cold and absolute. And it means you will marry. The word marry echoes in the empty boardroom like a gunshot. I stare at them. You can't be serious. The Selector doesn't lie, Dante says. He's still crouched in front of me, close enough that I can see the golden flecks in his dark eyes intensify. The bond response is absolute. I don't care about your bond. My voice cracks. I didn't choose this. I walked through the wrong door. That's it. That's all this is. No. Dominic circles around to face me, his expression carved from ice. The Selector has rejected hundreds of candidates over 7 years. Alphas from the most powerful families in 3 countries. It chose none of them. He pauses, and something dangerous flickers across his face. Until you. Matthias stirs in my arms, making a small sound of distress. I automatically adjust my hold, rocking slightly. The motion is instinctive, the same way I've soothed my nephew through nightmares and fever dreams. Dante watches the movement with unsettling intensity. You're a natural caretaker. I'm an accountant with a 4-year-old nephew who depends on me. I snap back. This, whatever this is, I can't. I have responsibilities. A life. Had. Dominic corrects quietly. The word hits like a physical blow. What? You had a life. He gestures toward the door, toward the world beyond this mahogany prison. The moment you triggered the Selector, the moment Matthias accepted you, everything changed. You understand that, don't you? I shake my head, panic rising like bile. No. No, you can't just. The families who wanted their sons chosen? Dominic continues, his voice never rising but somehow growing more menacing. They won't accept that an unbonded Omega from nowhere took what they believe is theirs. The enemies who've been waiting for a weakness in our armor, you just became their primary target. My skin goes cold. And Matthias? Dante adds softly, nodding toward the sleeping pup, chose you in front of witnesses. That choice cannot be undone. He's been silent for 4 months, suffering, alone, unreachable. You're the first person he's spoken to, the first person he's touched willingly. His hand moves toward my face, stopping just short of my cheek. I feel the heat of his palm hovering there. Do you understand what that means in our world? Dante asks. Family is everything. Blood is everything. A pup choosing a guardian is as binding as any marriage contract. I didn't ask him to choose me, I whisper. Children don't ask permission to need someone, Dominic says, and for the first time I hear something other than cold authority in his voice. They just know. The heat crawling through my system intensifies. My suppressants are failing faster now, my body interpreting the alpha pheromones as an invitation. I grit my teeth against the sensation. You're going into heat, Dante observes. I'm fine. You're not. He stands, pulling a phone from his pocket. We need a medical team. No. The word comes out sharper than I intend. No more people. No more witnesses. Just give me a minute. Dominic's eyes narrow. You need suppressants. I need space. I adjust Matthias carefully, trying to stand without waking him. My legs shake but hold. Barely. I need to think. There's nothing to think about. Dominic's voice drops to something almost gentle. Almost. The bond has already chosen. The question isn't whether you'll marry. It's whether you'll accept the protection that comes with it. Protection. I laugh, and it sounds broken even to my ears. You mean ownership? No. Dante steps closer, and the gold in his eyes seems to glow. We don't own Omegas. We don't believe in that barbaric system. Then what do you call this? I gesture between us with my free hand. Forcing someone into marriage because of an accident? Fate, Dante says simply. I don't believe in fate. The Selector does. Dominic moves to the table, retrieving the ancient leather-bound book the silver-haired alpha had been holding. He opens it to a marked page, and I see text in a language I don't recognize surrounding an intricate diagram. This system has existed for 300 years, Dominic explains. It was created by the first Varelli kings to prevent exactly what destroyed the previous dynasty: weak alliances, disastrous marriages, heirs born without the proper bonds. The Selector reads compatibility at a level beyond conscious choice. Genetic, pheromonal, psychological. He looks up at me, and his cold mask slips for just a second. It has never been wrong. There's a first time for everything, I mutter. Matthias shifts again, this time his eyes fluttering open. He looks up at me with sleepy confusion, then smiles. Actually smiles. You stayed, he whispers. My heart clenches. Yeah, I stayed. Will you stay forever? The question is so innocent, so completely unaware of what it's asking. I open my mouth to answer, to explain that forever is complicated, that I have my own family, my own life, but Dante speaks first. He will, he says, his eyes locked on mine. That's what family does. We're not family, I say desperately. Not yet. Dominic closes the book with a decisive snap. But you will be. Whether that becomes a prison or a partnership is up to you. The heat flares again, worse this time. I sway on my feet. Dante's hand shoots out, steadying me without touching skin, just pressure through my shirt. Easy, he murmurs. I need to leave, I gasp. I need to get home to my nephew. He's with a neighbor and she can only watch him until 6 and we'll send someone to collect him, Dominic says immediately. No, the word comes out too loud. Matthias flinches. I lower my voice, forcing calm I don't feel. No strangers. He doesn't do well with strangers. I need to get him myself. The twins exchange another loaded glance. Then we'll take you, Dante decides. But you don't go alone. Not anymore. Because I'm a prisoner. Because you're protected. Dominic moves toward the door. There's a difference. Doesn't feel like one. He pauses, his hand on the doorknob, and looks back at me. Really looks at me. Not at an Omega. Not at a Selector choice. At me. Give us 3 days, he says quietly. 3 days to prove this doesn't have to be a cage. If after that you truly want to walk away. He stops, jaw clenching. We'll find another solution. You just said walking away wasn't an option. It's not, Dante agrees. But the terms of staying are negotiable. We're not monsters, Rowan. The sound of my name in his mouth does something strange to my pulse. 3 days, I hear myself say. Dominic nods once. 3 days. He opens the door, and suddenly there are guards again, materializing from wherever they'd been waiting. Professional, armed, terrifying. Matthias tightens his grip on my shirt. It's okay, I murmur, even though I have no idea if that's true. As we move toward the elevator, Dante falls into step beside me, close enough to shield me from the guard's stares, close enough that I can smell his scent. Cedar and smoke and something darker that makes my Omega biology sing despite my conscious mind screaming protests. For what it's worth, he says quietly. I didn't choose this either. I glance at him sharply. What? The Selector. His jaw tightens. I've been waiting 7 years for it to choose someone. Anyone. So we could end this. So Matthias could have a family again. So we could. He stops himself. It doesn't matter. Point is, I know what it's like to have your life decided by forces you can't control. The elevator arrives. We step inside. Guards flank us. Matthias looks up at me as the doors close. Are you scared? He asks. I want to lie, to reassure him, to be the adult in this situation. But I'm so tired of pretending. Yeah, I admit, I'm terrified. He thinks about this, his small face serious. Then he reaches up and pats my cheek with his small hand. Me too, he whispers. But it's okay. Papa and Poppy won't let anything bad happen. Papa and Poppy. He's already claiming them, already rebuilding his family. And I realize with sinking certainty that refusing this bond won't just hurt me. It'll destroy the one child who's already lost everything. The convoy is excessive. 3 black SUVs with tinted windows. Armed guards in tactical gear. A level of security that makes my quiet neighborhood look like a war zone when we pull up outside my apartment building. Dante must see the tension in my shoulders because he leans forward from the back seat. We can wait in the car if you prefer. No, I shake my head. Matthias is already asleep again. His small body curled against my side like I'm the only safe harbor in a storm. But you need to understand, my nephew, Kieran, he's shy. And he's had enough men in suits interrogating me about custody for a lifetime. So maybe, try not to look so intimidating. Dominic, sitting in the driver's seat, because apparently Alpha Kings drive themselves, glances at me in the rearview mirror. I'll do my best. The dry delivery almost makes me smile. Almost. Mrs. Chun from 4B is watching from her window when we pull up. By the time we reach my door, she's already in the hallway, arms crossed, her tiny frame radiating protective fury. Rowan Vale, you said you'd be back by 3. I know, Mrs. Chun. I'm so sorry. I glance at the 2 imposing alphas flanking me. A complication. Her sharp eyes take in Dante and Dominic, then drop to the sleeping pup in my arms. Her expression shifts from anger to confusion to calculation in seconds. Who are these men? I'm Dante Varelli. He extends his hand with surprising gentleness. This is my brother Dominic. We apologize for the inconvenience. Mrs. Chen's face goes pale. Varelli, as in the... Yes, ma'am. She looks at me, then at Matthias, then back at me. Rowan, what have you gotten yourself into? I'm still figuring that out, I admit. She studies me for a long moment, then her expression softens. Kieran's been asking for you. He had lunch and finished his homework. He's a good boy. I know. Thank you for watching him. She unlocks my apartment door, and the familiar smell of home hits me. Lemon cleaner, the jasmine candles I burned to help Kieran sleep, the faint scent of morning pancakes. Normal. Everything in this apartment is beautifully, painfully normal. Uncle Ro. Kieran appears from the living room, a blur of gangly limbs and messy dark hair. He's 8 years old and all elbows and knees, growing faster than I can afford to buy new clothes. He freezes when he sees Dante and Dominic. It's okay, I say quickly, crouching down despite Matthias's weight. These are friends. They're helping me with something. Friends in suits with guns? Kieran's voice is small but sharp. Too sharp for 8. He learned early to be suspicious of men in authority. They're not here to hurt anyone, I promise. I just need to pack some things. We might be staying somewhere else for a few days. Why? Because I accidentally kissed an Alpha King and triggered an ancient supernatural marriage bond, and now I'm trapped in a nightmare that might actually be protecting us from worse nightmares I don't even know about yet. It's complicated, I say instead. Kieran's eyes shift to Matthias, still sleeping in my arms. Who's that? His name is Matthias. I glance at Dante, not sure how to explain. He's my nephew, Dante says quietly, stepping forward. He crouches down to Kieran's level, and I'm struck by how carefully he moves, like he's trying to make himself smaller, less threatening. He lost his parents recently. He's been having a hard time. Your uncle has been helping him. Kieran looks at me for confirmation. I nod. Oh. Kieran processes this with the serious consideration he applies to everything. That's sad. My mom died too. 2 years ago. The words still hurt to hear. My sister. Gone to a drunk driver and a system that didn't care. I'm sorry, Dante says, and he sounds like he means it. It's okay. Uncle Ro takes care of me now. Kieran moves closer, peering at Matthias. Is he okay? He's really pale. He's just tired. I assure him, why don't you go pack a bag, clothes for 3 days, and grab your tablet? Are we in trouble? The question hits harder than it should. No, Dominic says firmly. He's been silent until now, watching from the doorway, but his voice carries absolute certainty. You're safe. That's a promise. Kieran studies him with suspicious eyes, then seems to make a decision. Okay, but if you hurt Uncle Ro, I'll tell Mrs. Chun. She knows Krav Maga. Despite everything, I almost laugh. Go pack, troublemaker. He disappears down the hall, and I hear his bedroom door close. Mrs. Chun lingers in the doorway. You're sure about this? No, I admit. But I don't think I have a choice. There's always a choice, Rowan. Not this time. She looks at the twins, her expression hard. If anything happens to either of these boys, the Varelli name won't protect you from neighborhood justice. Understood. Dominic's lips twitch, almost a smile. Understood. After she leaves, I carry Matthias to the couch and lay him down gently. He immediately curls into a ball, clutching his stuffed wolf. I grab a blanket from the armchair and tuck it around him. When I turn back, both twins are watching me with identical expressions of something I can't quite name. What? I ask defensively. Nothing, Dante says. You're just good at this. At what? Being a barely functional guardian who can't even afford a 2-bedroom apartment. At making people feel safe, Dominic corrects. The words sit uncomfortably in my chest. I move past them to my bedroom, pulling out a duffel bag. I pack mechanically, clothes, toiletries, Kieran's allergy medication, the stuffed rabbit he pretends he doesn't still sleep with. Dante appears in the doorway. You don't have to watch me pack, I mutter. I'm not. I'm making sure you don't climb out the window. I bark out a bitter laugh. I'm on the 4th floor. Desperate people do desperate things. I pause, a shirt half folded in my hands. Is that what I am? Desperate. I think, Dante says carefully, you're someone who's been surviving alone for a long time. Someone who's learned not to trust help when it's offered. Someone who's terrified that accepting support means losing control. I hate how accurate that is. And if I did run, I ask quietly, if I took Kieran and disappeared, we'd find you. No hesitation. Not to punish you, to protect you. The moment Matthias spoke your name in front of those guards, you became a target. Every family who wanted their son chosen, they know about you now. Every enemy of the syndicate, they know your face. My hands shake. So I'm trapped. You're protected, he corrects. Then softer, there's a difference. Everyone keeps saying that. Because it's true. He steps into the room, and the space suddenly feels smaller. I know what you think of us. Alpha Kings, syndicate rulers, men who deal in violence and power. You're not wrong. That's exactly what we are. He stops in front of me, close enough that I can see the gold flecks in his eyes are actually tiny fractals, endlessly complex. But Matthias? His voice drops. He's all we have left of our brother. He's the last piece of a family we failed to protect. And he chose you, not because of the Selector, not because of fate or bonds or any of that. He chose you because somehow, through all of this, you made him feel safe. His hand lifts, and this time it does touch my face. Just fingertips against my jaw. Gentle, devastating. So no, he says quietly. This isn't a cage. It's a family that desperately needs someone who knows how to care about more than power. Footsteps thunder down the hall. Kieran appears with his backpack, breaking the moment. I'm ready. I pack socks this time. I clear my throat, stepping back from Dante. Good. That's good. We gather in the living room. Matthias wakes when I pick him up, blinking sleep-confused eyes at his surroundings. Where are we? He mumbles. My home, I tell him, but we're going somewhere else for a bit. Somewhere safe. Dante answers before I can. The safest place in the city. Kieran shoulders his backpack, then looks up at me with serious eyes. Uncle Ro, are we going to be okay? I want to promise him yes. I want to lie and make it better, but I'm so tired of lying. I don't know, I admit. But we're going to try. He nods, like that's answer enough. As we leave the apartment, I take one last look at the space I've fought so hard to keep. The home I built from nothing after my sister died. The sanctuary I created for a nephew who needed stability more than anything. The door closes behind us, and I don't know if I'll ever see it the same way again. In the elevator, Matthias shifts in my arms and looks up at me with those enormous, too old eyes. "It's okay to be scared," he whispers. "Papa says the bravest people are always a little scared. Is that right?" Aha! He leans his head against my shoulder. He also says family isn't who you're born to. It's who stays when everything gets hard. My throat tightens. Kieran slips his hand into mine. "We'll stay together though, right?" he asks quietly. I squeeze his hand. "Always." The elevator opens to the parking garage. The convoy waits like a row of predators. Dominic holds the door open, his cold mask back in place but his eyes watchful. "Ready?" he asks. I look at the two children depending on me, at the two alpha kings who've just upended my entire existence, at the life I'm leaving behind and the unknown stretching ahead. "No," I admit. Dante's hand finds the small of my back, steadying, not controlling. "Good," he says quietly. "That means you're smart enough to know what this means." We climb into the SUV. As we pull away from my apartment building, I watch it disappear in the side mirror and wonder if I'll ever be that person again. The person who went for a checkup. The person who didn't know what it meant to kiss a king. The person whose biggest worry was expired suppressants and making rent. Matthias's soft breathing fills the silence. Kieran plays a game on his tablet, headphones in, oblivious. And the twin alpha kings who now own my fate sit on either side of me like bookends. 3 days, I whisper. Dante's eyes meet mine in the rearview mirror. 3 days, he confirms. The city blurs past the tinted windows, and I realize with cold, crystalline clarity, they're not taking me to safety, they're taking me home. The Varelli estate isn't a house. It's a fortress disguised as old money. 20-foot walls, security checkpoints, guards who move like special forces because that's exactly what they are. The main house rises against the evening sky. Stone and glass and inherited violence spanning 5 generations. Kieran presses his face against the window. Whoa, it's big. Matthias agrees sleepily. Big doesn't begin to cover it. The SUV pulls through gates that probably cost more than my entire apartment building. Manicured grounds stretch in every direction. I count at least 3 separate structures before we even reach the main entrance. This is where you live? I ask, hating how small my voice sounds. This is where we survive, Dominic corrects. He's been mostly silent during the drive, but now his attention focuses on me with laser precision. There's a difference. The vehicle stops. Doors open. Guards materialize from shadows. I climb out carefully, Matthias still in my arms. Kieran sticks close to my side, his usual bravado replaced by wide-eyed uncertainty. A woman appears at the top of the entrance stairs. 60-something, silver hair pulled back severely, wearing a crisp black dress that screams authority. Mrs. Chun would like her, Kieran mutters. Despite everything, I almost smile. Mr. Vale, the woman says, descending with measured grace. I'm Elena, head of household. Welcome to Varelli House. I'm not sure welcome is the right word, I say honestly. Her lips twitch, almost warmth. Nevertheless, your rooms have been prepared. The young masters as well. Already, I blink. We called ahead, Dante explains, moving to stand beside me. His hand finds the small of my back again. That same steadying pressure. Elena runs this house with military efficiency. Someone has to, Elena says dryly. She turns her attention to Matthias, and her entire demeanor softens. Hello, young master. We've missed you. Matthias lifts his head from my shoulder. Hi, Lena. Are you hungry? Cook has made your favorite. He considers this seriously. Mac and cheese. With the fancy breadcrumbs on top. Okay. He looks at me for permission. The gesture breaks something in my chest. He's asking me, not his uncles. Me. That sounds good. I manage. Elena's sharp eyes take in the dynamic, missing nothing. Right then, let's get everyone settled. Mr. Vale, your nephew. Kieran. I supply. Kieran will be in the East Wing, connected to your suite. Young Master Matthias's rooms are in the family wing. But she pauses, glancing at Dante and Dominic. Given current circumstances, perhaps alternative arrangements? Put him next to Rowan's suite, Dante decides. Close enough for comfort, far enough for privacy. Understood. We're ushered inside, and the interior is somehow more intimidating than the exterior. Vaulted ceilings, original artwork that probably belongs in museums, a staircase that could fit my entire apartment on the landing. Kieran stays glued to my side, his backpack clutched like a shield. It's okay, I murmur. It's really not, he whispers back. Elena leads us through corridors that seem to multiply. Left, right, up a flight of stairs, through a gallery lined with portraits of dead Varellis staring down with judgment. Finally, she stops at a heavy wooden door. You're sweet, Mr. Vale. She opens it and I step into a space 3 times the size of my apartment. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the grounds. A king-sized bed with posts carved from dark wood. Sitting area with leather furniture. A bathroom visible through an open door that features a tub large enough to swim in. This is... I trail off. Too much, Kieran finishes, echoing my thoughts. This is the family wing, Dominic says from the doorway. Reserved for those under Varelli protection. I'm not family. Not yet, Dante agrees. He sets down the duffel bag I'd packed in what feels like another lifetime. But Matthias thinks you are. That's what matters. Speaking of Matthias, he's already exploring, toddling toward the windows with his stuffed wolf dragging behind him. Careful, I call automatically. He stops, turns, grins. You sound like Papa. Which one? Kieran asks. Both of them. They're always saying careful, and don't touch that, and security risk. He says the last part in a deep voice that's clearly mimicking Dominic. Despite the tension, Dante's mouth curves. Almost a smile. Elena clears her throat. Young Master Kieran, your room is through here. She opens a connecting door, revealing another spacious room decorated in deep blues and grays. I took the liberty of including age-appropriate entertainment options. Kieran peeks inside. His eyes land on a gaming setup that probably costs more than a car. Is that the new? Yes, Elena says. Can I? After dinner and homework review. He deflates but nods. At least someone here speaks his language. There's a panic button beside each bed, Dominic says, his tone shifting to business. Press it and guards respond in 30 seconds. Windows are reinforced. Doors lock from the inside. No one enters without your permission. Except you, I say. Except us. He confirms without apology. And only in emergencies. How do I know what qualifies as an emergency? His eyes meet mine. When people are trying to kill you, the bluntness steals my breath. Dom, Dante says quietly, a warning. He needs to understand. Dominic doesn't look away from me. This isn't a game. The families who wanted their sons chosen. They're already making calls. The Kozlov Syndicate saw you leaving the medical complex. By tomorrow morning, your face will be on every enemy's radar. Then let me go, I say desperately. If I'm the target, I'll leave. You keep Kieran and Matthias safe, and You'll die within 48 hours, Dante interrupts. And Matthias will stop talking again. Possibly forever. The words hit like a physical blow. Matthias, oblivious to the conversation, presses his hands against the window. Uncle Ro, come look. There's horses. Uncle Ro, when did that happen? I move to the window on autopilot. Sure enough, there are stables visible in the distance. Horses grazing in twilight fields. Do you like horses? I ask him softly. I don't know. Mama was going to take me to see them, but then he doesn't finish. Doesn't need to. My hand finds his small shoulder. Maybe we can go tomorrow. Really? If your papas say it's safe. He lights up. Poppy, can we? Dominic's cold mask cracks. Just for a second. We'll see. Elena herds us toward dinner with the efficiency of someone used to managing chaos. The dining room is only slightly less intimidating than the rest of the house. A table that seats 20, though only 5 places are set at one end. The food is simple despite the surroundings. Mac and cheese for Matthias, chicken and vegetables for the rest of us. Kieran eats in silence, his usual defenses up. I push food around my plate, appetite non-existent. You need to eat, Dante says quietly. He's seated to my right, Dominic to my left. Matthias claimed the seat directly across from me. I'm not hungry. Your heat is coming. Your body needs fuel. The reminder makes my stomach clench. How long? Based on your scent? 24 hours. Maybe less. Across the table, Matthias builds a castle with his breadcrumbs, humming softly. Kieran watches him with curious eyes. Does he always do that? Kieran asks. Build things? I glance at Matthias. I don't know. I only met him today. The words sound absurd even as I say them. Only today. Feels like years. After dinner, Elena ushers the kids toward baths and bedtime. Matthias goes without protest, but not before extracting a promise that I'll check on him before he sleeps. I will, I assure him. Once they're gone, the silence in the dining room becomes oppressive. Dominic stands, moving to a sideboard and pouring 3 glasses of amber liquid. He sets one in front of me. I don't drink. Tonight you do. I take a sip. It burns going down. Expensive burn, but still. We need to discuss parameters, Dominic says, settling back into his chair. Parameters. For the next 3 days. Dante leans back, studying me. You agreed to give us that much. We need to establish ground rules. Rules. I laugh, sharp and bitter. You mean the terms of my captivity? The terms of your protection, Dominic corrects. But yes, I take another sip of whatever expensive alcohol this is. Fine. What are your rules? You don't leave the grounds without armed escort, Dominic begins. You don't communicate with anyone outside without clearance. You don't. I need to call my work, I interrupt, and Kieran's school. And already handled, Dante says. You're on immediate medical leave. Kieran's been excused for the rest of the week. Assignments sent electronically. My hands shake. You can't just. We did. Dominic's voice brooks no argument. Because waiting for permission means someone dies. You don't know that. Yes, he says quietly. We do. The certainty in his voice chills me. Dante leans forward, his gold-flecked eyes capturing mine. 3 days, Rowan. That's what we agreed. 3 days to prove this doesn't have to be a prison. But you have to meet us halfway. Halfway to what? Marriage? Bonding? Whatever archaic system you. Halfway to trust, he interrupts. Just try to trust that we want you alive, that we want Matthias happy, that we're not the monsters you think we are. I want to argue, to rage against the unfairness of it all. But I'm so tired. 3 days, I whisper. 3 days, they echo. Day 1 dawns with screaming. I jolt awake, instincts overriding exhaustion. The sound is coming from somewhere close, high-pitched, terrified, young. Matthias. I'm out of bed and through the connecting door before conscious thought catches up. His room is dark except for a nightlight shaped like a wolf. The screaming comes from the massive bed where a small figure thrashes against silk sheets. Hey, hey, I murmur, climbing onto the bed carefully. Matthias, wake up. You're safe. His eyes fly open, wild, unseeing. They're coming, he gasps. They have guns. Mama, shoo. I pull him into my arms, rocking gently. It's okay. It was a dream, just a dream. The door slams open. Dante and Dominic burst in, weapons drawn. scanning for threats. They're shirtless. I notice this with the detached part of my brain that isn't focused on the sobbing child. Scars, muscle, the kind of bodies built for violence. False alarm, I manage. Nightmare, the tension bleeds from their shoulders. Weapons disappear. Dante approaches slowly, crouching beside the bed. Matthias, the pup lifts his tear-streaked face from my shoulder. Papa, I saw them again. I know. Dante's hand hovers, then settles on Matthias's small back. I'm sorry, kiddo. They keep coming back. In my dreams. I know, Dante repeats, and the pain in his voice is visceral. Dominic moves to the other side of the bed, his cold mask entirely gone. Do you want to sleep in our room tonight? Matthias shakes his head. I want to stay with Uncle Ro. Both twins look at me. I glance between them. Is that okay? It's not about permission, Dante says quietly. If he feels safe with you, that's what matters. So I spend my first night in Varelli house in a 4-year-old's bed, his small body curled against mine, his stuffed wolf wedged between us. Dante and Dominic linger in the doorway for a long moment before finally leaving. Morning comes too soon. Kieran wakes me by poking my shoulder. Uncle Ro, there's people making breakfast and they asked what I wanted and I didn't know what to say. I blink sleep from my eyes. Matthias is still asleep, his fist clutching my shirt. Tell them whatever you usually have, I murmur. We usually have cereal. I don't think they do cereal here. Fair point. I extract myself carefully from Matthias's grip, tucking his wolf into the space I vacate. He doesn't wake. Kieran and I make our way downstairs, following the smell of coffee and fresh bread. The kitchen is industrial-sized but somehow still warm. Elena directs staff with quiet authority while Dante sits at the counter, laptop open, looking like he hasn't slept. Morning, he says without looking up. Is it? I mutter. His lips twitch. Coffee's fresh. What does Kieran eat? Cereal usually. Toast. Nothing fancy. We have 12 types of cereal, Elena announces. And the bread is fresh from our baker. What would you prefer, young Master Kieran? Kieran looks at me for permission to ask for what he wants. The gesture breaks my heart a little. You can have whatever you want, I tell him. Cinnamon toast? Coming right up. While Elena works, I pour coffee that's probably worth more per cup than my usual grocery budget. Tastes like heaven. You stayed with Matthias all night, Dante observes. He had nightmares. We know. He has them every night. The casual delivery of that devastation makes me pause. Every night. Since the assassination. Sometimes multiple times. We've tried everything: therapists, medication, security upgrades. Nothing helps. What do his nightmares show him? Dante's jaw tightens. His parents dying. Over and over. My coffee turns bitter in my mouth. He was there, I realize, hidden in a closet. He saw everything. Kieran receives his cinnamon toast and digs in, oblivious to the heavy conversation happening over his head. Why are you telling me this? I ask quietly. Because you need to understand what you're walking into. Matthias isn't just a pup who lost his parents. He's a pup who watched them murdered, who understands on a visceral level that violence is always one door away. And you want me to fix that? No. Dante finally looks at me, and the gold in his eyes seems dimmer this morning. Exhausted. We want you to stay alive long enough that he has one person who makes him feel safe. Before I can respond, Dominic enters through a side door. He's on the phone, his expression carved from ice. I don't care about protocol. Find them. He ends the call, tosses the phone onto the counter. The Kozlov Syndicate made a move. They're offering bounty for information on the Omega who triggered the Selector. My blood turns cold. How much? Enough that someone will talk. Dante closes his laptop with controlled violence. Timeline: 48 hours before someone credible bites. Then we accelerate. Accelerate what? I demand. They exchange that loaded glance. Silent communication. The announcement, Dante says finally. We go public with the bond. Claim you formally. Make it clear that touching you means war with the Varelli Syndicate. You said I had 3 days to decide. You do, Dominic says. But the announcement isn't about marriage. It's about protection. There's a difference. Everything with you two involves differences I don't understand. Kieran looks up from his toast, alarmed by my raised voice. I force calm I don't feel. Finish eating, then you have schoolwork. But now, Kieran. He recognizes that tone. The one that means I'm at my limit. He nods, focuses on his plate. Dominic's phone buzzes. He glances at it, curses under his breath. The families are mobilizing. 3 formal challenges came in overnight. Challenges? Ask. To our authority to claim you without selection process. Dante explains. They're demanding the Selector retest with their candidates present. So let them. Maybe it'll choose someone else and I can go home. It won't, Dominic says flatly. The bond response was absolute, but forcing a retest means exposing you to every alpha family in the region. In one room, where any one of them could decide killing you is easier than competing. The casual delivery of my potential murder steals my breath. This is insane, I whisper. This is our world, Dante corrects. And now it's yours too. Matthias appears in the doorway, still in his pajamas, hair sticking up at odd angles. He spots me and his entire face lights up. You stayed, he says, like he'd been afraid I wouldn't. I promised, didn't I? He runs over, climbing into my lap despite my coffee mug. Can we see the horses today? I look at Dante and Dominic. The unspoken question. After lunch, Dominic decides. With full security detail. Really? Matthias bounces excitedly. Uncle Ro, did you hear? We can see the horses. The joy in his voice is so pure it physically hurts. This is what they're fighting for. Not power, not control. A child who can smile without flinching. The day passes in a surreal blur. Kieran does schoolwork in the library under Elena's watchful eye. I try to read but can't focus. My heat is building, the biological countdown making my skin too sensitive. My thoughts scattered. Dante works in an office that looks like a war room. Dominic makes calls that sound like threats wrapped in business language. And I sit in a window seat, watching grounds I'm not allowed to leave, wondering if this is what the rest of my life looks like. Lunch is another quiet affair. Afterward, true to his word, Dominic arranges the stable visit. The security detail is excessive. 6 guards for 2 children and 3 adults. But when I see Matthias's face as he approaches the horses, I understand. They're so big, he whispers, equal parts awed and terrified. This is Moonlight, a stable hand introduces, indicating a gentle gray mare. She's very patient with new friends. Matthias reaches out tentatively. The horse lowers her head, allowing the touch. The sound he makes, pure wonder, cracks something in my chest. Kieran, ever the pragmatist, asks about horse biology and care requirements. The stable hand answers enthusiastically, clearly delighted to have an engaged audience. Dante stands beside me, watching Matthias with unguarded affection. Thank you, he says quietly. For what? For staying, for trying, for... He gestures toward Matthias, who's now attempting to feed the horse an apple with coaching from the stable hand. For giving him this. It's just horses. It's the first time he's smiled without fear since the attack. The weight of that settles over me like a heavy cloak. I don't know if I can do this, I admit. I know. I don't know if I want to. I know that too. Then why? Because sometimes, Dante says quietly, the right thing is also the impossible thing. And we do it anyway. Matthias calls for me to come see how soft Moonlight's nose is. I go, because what else can I do? That night, Matthias has nightmares again. And again I stay. This time, Dante and Dominic don't leave. They sit in chairs pulled close to the bed, keeping watch while I hold their nephew and sing half-remembered lullabies my sister used to sing to Kieran. Somewhere around 3 a.m., I feel the moment Matthias finally falls into deeper sleep. "Thank you," Dominic says from the darkness. "You keep saying that, because we keep meaning it. I'm not doing anything special, just being here. That's the most special thing anyone's done for him in months." I don't know how to respond to that, so I just hold the sleeping pup and wonder if I'm strong enough for what they're asking, or if anyone is. Day 2 ends in blood. It happens during dinner. We're in the dining room, me, the twins, both kids, when the lights go out. The darkness is absolute for exactly 3 seconds. Then emergency lighting kicks in, bathing everything in red. "Stay down," Dominic barks. He's already moving, weapon appearing from nowhere. Dante has Matthias in his arms before I can react. "Elena, secure the children." But Elena isn't there, and the door is already opening. 3 figures in tactical gear pour through. Professional, fast, silenced, weapons raised. I don't think. I grab Kieran and Matthias, pulling them both behind me, putting my body between them and the threat. "Get down!" One of the figures shouts. Dominic moves like violence personified. 2 shots, 2 bodies drop. The third raises his weapon toward Dante, and I scream a warning that saves his life by half a second. Dante ducks, returns fire. The third figure falls. Then there's silence except for ringing ears and Matthias's sobbing. "Clear!" Someone shouts from the hallway. Guards pour in, securing the room with military precision. Dominic kneels beside the fallen attackers, checking for identification. His expression darkens. "Kozlov Syndicate." "Impossible," Dante says. "Security was compromised." Dominic stands, his cold mask shattered by pure rage. They had inside help. More guards arrive. Elena rushes in, her usually perfect composure cracked. "I'm so sorry. My staff." Later, Dante's voice cuts through the chaos. He looks at me, still crouched over both children. "Are you hurt?" "No." "The kids?" "Scared, but not hurt." Kieran is shaking in my arms. Matthias won't stop crying. I hold them both, my own hands trembling with delayed shock. "Get them to the secure wing," Dominic orders. No one else enters. Family only. We're moved through corridors at running speed. More guards materialize from every corner. I lose track of turns, stairs, secured doors. Finally, we're in what looks like a panic room disguised as a living space. Reinforced walls, single entrance, enough supplies to last weeks. The twins seal us in. "We need to sweep the entire estate," Dominic says into his phone. "Every staff member, every system. I want names of everyone who touched security today." Dante crouches beside me. "Let me see you." I said I'm fine. "You're shaking. Someone just tried to kill us." "I know." His hands cup my face, forcing me to meet his eyes. "I know, and I'm sorry. I'm so fucking sorry." The apology breaks something in me. I lean forward, pressing my forehead against his shoulder, and the tears come. Silent, devastating. "I can't do this," I whisper. "I can't. Kieran, Matthias, they could have, but they didn't." His arms come around me, carefully, giving me space to pull away if I need to. "Because you protected them." "I'm not a fighter." "No, you're something braver. You're someone who stands in front of children when violence comes." Dominic ends his call and joins us, kneeling on my other side. 6 operatives total, all dead or captured. The breach was through a new hire in the kitchen staff. "How new?" Dante asks. 3 days. They exchange another loaded glance. "They've been planning this since the medical complex," Dominic says. "Before the announcement," Dante agrees. "They wanted him dead before we could claim him publicly." "Well, congratulations," I snap, pulling back from Dante. "You claimed me and now people are trying to kill me. Is this what the next 3 days look like? Constant attacks? Children in danger?" "No." Dominic's voice carries absolute certainty. Because tomorrow we end this. How? By making you untouchable. He stands, pulling out his phone again. We accelerate everything. The announcement, the binding ceremony, the public claim. I haven't agreed to. You don't have to. Dante stands too, and for the first time I see him without the mask he wears. Raw, desperate. This isn't about the Selector anymore. This is about survival. Theirs. He gestures to the kids. Yours. Ours. Kieran is still shaking. Matthias has cried himself into exhausted silence. I look at them, at my nephew who's already lost so much, at the pup who's been betrayed by the world again and again, at the two alpha kings who are offering protection at a price I don't know if I can pay. What does the binding ceremony involve? I ask quietly. Dominic's eyes narrow. You're considering it. I'm asking what it involves. Dante answers. It's symbolic, public, tells every family, every syndicate, every enemy that you're under our protection. That harming you means war with us. Does it require marriage? Not immediately, but eventually, yes. Eventually when? When you're ready. He moves closer. We're not monsters, Rowan. We don't force bonds. But we also don't stand by while people we care about die. People they care about. When did I become that? I need time to think. You have until morning, Dominic says. After that, we make the decision for you. That's not a choice. No, he agrees. But it's survival. They give me the night. I spend it watching Kieran and Matthias sleep in the secure room's reinforced bedroom. Two children who depend on me. Two children who nearly died because I walked through the wrong door. Around midnight, Dante enters quietly. Can't sleep? He asks. Can you? Not since we took the crown. He settles into a chair near the window, exhaustion evident in every line of his body. Dominic and I, we didn't want this. The syndicate, the power. We were supposed to be the spare heirs. Our brother was supposed to rule. Matthias's father, Marco, the name comes out rough. He was better than us. Kinder, diplomatic where we're brutal. He would have led the syndicate into legitimate business, away from the violence our father built. What happened? What always happens? Someone decided change was too dangerous. The Kozlov syndicate made a play for territory. Marco was collateral damage, and Matthias saw it. He saw his father shot 3 times in front of him, saw his mother die trying to shield him. He survived because his mother's body covered him until our guards arrived. I closed my eyes against the horror. So no, Dante continues, I don't sleep because every time I close my eyes, I see Marco, and I know I failed him, failed his son, failed everything that mattered. You're protecting Matthias now, by trapping you, by forcing you into a life you never wanted, by putting your nephew in danger. He leans forward, elbows on knees, head in hands. Some protection. I move from the bed to sit beside him, not touching, just close. I don't know if I can do this, I admit. I don't know if I can be what he needs, what you need. I know, but I also don't know if I can walk away, not after tonight, not after seeing what happens to people who get close to you without protection. That's not fair to you. None of this is fair to anyone. He looks at me then, and in the dim light, his eyes are more gold than brown, almost glowing. The bond, he says quietly, the Selector, is not magic, the science we don't understand yet. Compatibility markers so deep they're written in our DNA. It recognized something in you. What? Strength hiding as softness, courage disguised as fear, the kind of person who stands in front of children when guns come out. That's not special. That's just human. No. His hand reaches out, hovering near my face like he's afraid to touch. That's extraordinary. Most people freeze. Most people run. You didn't. I was terrified. Being brave means being terrified and doing it anyway. The words echo what Matthias said, about family being who stays when things get hard. Tell me about the binding ceremony. I say quietly. The real version, not the sanitized explanation. He's quiet for a long moment. Then, it's old. Older than the syndicate. It comes from the original pack laws before civilization tried to erase our biology. The ceremony binds an omega to alpha protection through public declaration and scent marking. Scent marking. We'd mark your throat, your wrists, places where your scent glands are strongest. Tells every alpha that you're claimed, protected, untouchable. And if I say no, then we protect you anyway. But it's harder, more dangerous. More people die trying to get to you. How many? Honestly, his eyes meet mine. Dozens, maybe hundreds before someone succeeds. The weight of those potential deaths settles on my shoulders. I hate this, I whisper. I know. I hate that you're making me choose between my freedom and people dying. I know. I hate that you're probably right. I know that too. I stand, moving back to the window. The grounds are flooded with light now. Guards everywhere. The fortress locked down. My sister died 2 years ago, I hear myself say. Drunk driver. She was crossing the street to pick up Kieran from school. He saw it happen. Dante doesn't speak, just listens. For 6 months after, he wouldn't talk, wouldn't eat without being forced, would wake up screaming. The therapist said he might never be okay again. I pressed my hand against the cool glass, but I stayed. Every nightmare, every panic attack, every moment he pushed me away, I stayed. Like you're staying now, like I'm staying now. I turned to face him, not because I want to, not because it's fair, but because walking away means giving up. And I don't know how to do that. He stands slowly, crossing the distance between us. The ceremony is tomorrow at noon. You'll wear traditional Omega formal dress. We'll mark you in front of the assembled families. It will hurt, not the marking, but the eyes on you. The judgment, the hatred from those who wanted this for their sons. How romantic, I say bitterly. It's not meant to be. His hand finally touches my face. Gentle, devastating, but it's meant to keep you alive. And right now, that's all that matters. I lean into the touch despite myself. And after, when I'm marked and claimed and officially yours, then you decide what comes next. Marriage, bonding, or just coexistence. We'll follow your lead. You're giving me control. We're giving you choice, he corrects. Within the boundaries of survival, Dominic appears in the doorway. The families are assembling. Word got out about the attack. They smell weakness. Then we show them strength, Dante says. He looks at me. If you agree. I think about Kieran sleeping peacefully for the first time since the attack. About Matthias finally speaking after months of silence. About my sister's voice in my head. Stay. Even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. I need one promise, I say. Name it, Dominic replies. Kieran stays out of this. No ceremonies. No public appearances. No syndicate business. He gets to be a normal kid for as long as possible. The twins exchange a glance. Done, Dante agrees. And Matthias gets therapy. Real therapy. Not just medication and security upgrades. Someone who specializes in childhood trauma. Already arranged, Dominic says. Starts next week. I take a breath. Release it. Feel my old life slip away like water through fingers. Okay, Dante repeats. I'll do the ceremony, the marking, the whatever comes after. I look between them, but on my terms and my pace. And if either of you lies to me, if you manipulate me, if you treat me like property instead of a person, we won't, Dante promises. You'll regret it. I finish anyway. Dominic's lips curve, almost a smile. Duly noted. The door opens. Elena enters with a garment bag. The traditional dress has been prepared. Mr. Vale, if you'll come with me, we have much to do before noon. It's 3 a.m., and we have 9 hours to prepare you for the most important ceremony in Syndicate history. She says it like it's perfectly reasonable. I follow her because what else can I do? Behind me, I hear Dominic's quiet voice. He's stronger than we expected. And Dante's response, that's why the Selector chose him. The dress is not what I expected. Traditional Omega formal wear, Elena explained, comes from old pack laws. It's designed to highlight vulnerability while emphasizing the strength required to survive it. The fabric is white silk that flows like water. The cut is simple but somehow more revealing than nakedness. It shows my throat, my wrists, the places where scent glands pulse beneath skin. It's beautiful in a way that makes me feel exposed. You look like a sacrifice, Kieran says bluntly when he sees me. Kieran, I warn. What? You do. He's not wrong. Elena has done something to my hair. Pulled it back to reveal my face, my neck, everything I usually hide. Makeup emphasizes my eyes, my mouth, the features I've spent years making unremarkable. The families need to see what they're losing, Elena says, adjusting a fold of silk. They need to understand why the Selector chose you. I'm nobody. You're someone who made 2 Alpha Kings bend. She meets my eyes in the mirror. That's not nothing. The ceremony is held in the estate's formal hall. I've never seen the space before. It's reserved for syndicate business, Elena explained. Official declarations, blood oaths, executions. Today, it's filled with Alpha families. 50 of them at least, maybe more. All wearing formal suits, all radiating barely controlled aggression. They line the walls like a jury, and I'm the accused. Dante and Dominic wait at the front of the room. They're wearing traditional Alpha ceremonial dress. Black suits with gold threading that catches the light. They look like the kings they are. Powerful, dangerous, absolute. Matthias stands between them, holding both their hands. He's wearing a miniature version of their suits, looking so small but so brave. When he sees me enter, his entire face lights up. Uncle Ro. The room's attention swivels to me. I've never felt so many eyes at once. Assessing, judging, hating. A few alphas lean toward each other, whispering. One actually laughs. Sharp and cruel. That's what the Selector chose? Weak bloodline. No alpha protection. Won't last a month. The words are meant to carry, meant to shame. I lift my chin and walk forward anyway. Dante's eyes track my movement like I'm the only person in the room. When I reach him, he extends his hand. I take it. His grip is warm, steady, grounding. You're shaking, he murmurs. I'm terrified. I admit. Good. That means you understand what this means. Dominic moves to my other side, completing the triangle. Matthias stays between all of us, his small hand finding mine. An older alpha steps forward, the same silver-haired man from the medical complex. He's holding the ancient leather-bound book, and his expression is grave. We are gathered to witness an alpha bond ceremony, he intones. An event that has not occurred in 7 years. The Selector has chosen. The bond has responded. Today, we formalize what fate has already written. He opens the book, reading from text I don't understand. Old language, pack law predating civilization. Around the room, alphas shift. Some look angry, some resigned. A few, very few, look almost approving. Rowan Vale, the older alpha says, turning to me, do you come to this ceremony of your own will? The question is a formality. Everyone knows the truth. But Dante's hand squeezes mine. A reminder. Promise. I do, I say clearly. Do you accept the protection of the Varelli Syndicate? The bond of Alpha Kings Dante and Dominic Varelli? The responsibilities that come with family. Family, not property, not possession. Family. I do, I repeat. The older Alpha turns to Dante and Dominic. Do you claim this Omega? Do you vow to protect him with your lives? To honor his autonomy within the bonds of safety? To treat him as partner, not possession? We do, they say together. Then let the marking begin. Dante moves first. His hand cups my face, tilting my head to expose my throat. The room goes absolutely silent. This will feel intense, he warns quietly. Your omega biology will respond. Don't fight it. He leans in, and I feel his lips against my throat, right over my scent gland. The sensation that floods through me isn't pain. It's recognition on a cellular level. His scent mixing with mine. Cedar and smoke and jasmine creating something new. Something that sings in my blood despite my conscious resistance. When he pulls back, his eyes are pure gold now. The alpha fully present. Dominic takes his place. His marking is on my wrist. His teeth grazing the sensitive skin where pulse and scent gland meet. The same flooding recognition. Steel and smoke joining the cedar and jasmine. By the time he releases me, I'm shaking for entirely different reasons. The older alpha makes a mark in his book. The bond is sealed. Rowan Vale is now under Varelli protection. To harm him is to declare war on this syndicate. Let all assembled bear witness. The alphas in the room bow their heads in acknowledgement. Some look furious, but none challenge. There is one more witness required, the older alpha says. Matthias steps forward. Someone has given him a small knife, ceremonial, no actual blade. Young master. The older alpha addresses him formally. Do you accept this omega into your family? Do you claim him as guardian? Matthias looks up at me with those enormous eyes. Then he reaches out and presses the ceremonial knife gently against my palm. I claim him, he says clearly, as uncle, as family, as pack. The word pack ripples through the room. It's older than guardian, deeper than family. It means he's not just accepting me. He's adopting me into the bloodline. Tears burn behind my eyes. I blink them back. The ceremony is complete, the older alpha announces. Let no one challenge what has been sealed. The assembled families begin to file out. Some stop to offer congratulations that sound like threats. Others leave in angry silence. One alpha, younger, maybe 30, pauses beside me. Enjoy it while it lasts, he says quietly. Weak omegas don't survive syndicate life. Before I can respond, Dominic's hand closes around the alpha's throat. Repeat that, Dominic suggests pleasantly. I'd love an excuse. The alpha pales, backs away. Please. Dominic releases him, then turns to me. You okay? Define okay. His lips twitch. Fair enough. When the hall finally empties, it's just us. Me, the twins, Matthias, and Elena standing discreetly by the door. It's done, Dante says. He sounds exhausted. You're officially untouchable. Do I feel untouchable? I look down at the marks on my throat and wrist. They're already fading to faint bruises, but I can still feel them. Still feel the bond singing in my blood. You feel ours, Dominic corrects. There's a difference. Matthias tugs on my dress. Can we see the horses now? The request is so innocently normal it breaks the tension. Yeah, I say voice rough. Let's see the horses. Elena helps me change into regular clothes. Still expensive, still not mine, but at least not ceremonial. We walk to the stables, Matthias holding my hand, the twins flanking us like guards. Security is even heavier now. Guards every 20 feet. Snipers probably in positions I can't see. But Matthias doesn't notice. He's too busy telling Moonlight about the ceremony, about how he got to claim Uncle Ro officially, about how everything is going to be better now. I wish I had his certainty. That evening, after both kids are asleep, I find myself on the balcony outside my suite. The grounds are beautiful in twilight, all manicured perfection hiding armed defense. Dante joins me, 2 glasses of wine in hand. Peace offering, he says, extending one. I take it. For what? For everything. For appending your life. For forcing you into our world. For marking you in front of people who want you dead. When you put it that way, 1 glass of wine seems insufficient. He almost smiles. Fair point. We stand in comfortable silence for a moment. What happens now? I finally ask. Now? You live here. You heal. You help Matthias heal. You figure out what kind of life you want within the boundaries we've built. And if what I want is freedom, Then we make the cage as comfortable as possible while keeping you alive. He looks at me. I wish I could offer you something better, but this is the world we inherited. Brutal, bloody, built on violence our ancestors chose. Can it change? I don't know. Marco thought so. He was working toward legitimate business away from the violence. Maybe someday. He pauses. Maybe with someone who sees the world differently. Someone who doesn't accept that violence is the only answer. You mean me? Maybe. I take a sip of wine. It's excellent, of course. Everything here is excellent. Except the fundamental situation. 3 days are up tomorrow, I observe. They are. And you tell us if this is survivable. If you can imagine a future here. If not, he trails off. If not, you lock me in the cage anyway for my own protection. Essentially, yes. At least he's honest. Dominic appears in the doorway. The Kozlov Syndicate just sent a formal message. They're backing off. The marking worked. You're too expensive to kill now. How practical, I mutter. It's survival, Dominic says. He joins us on the balcony, his cold mask firmly in place but his eyes watchful. The world we live in doesn't care about fair or romantic or kind. It cares about power and protection and who's willing to pay the highest price. And I'm the price. No, Dante's hand finds my shoulder. You're what we're trying to protect. There's a difference. Everyone keeps saying that, because it keeps being true. I finish my wine, set the glass aside. I need time, real time, to process, to breathe, to figure out who I am in this new reality. Take it, Dominic says immediately. We're not going anywhere. Neither are you, Dante adds. But that doesn't mean you're trapped. It means you're safe. I want to argue the semantics, but I'm so tired. I'm going to check on the kids, I say instead. They let me go. I find Matthias first. He's asleep, clutching his stuffed wolf. His face peaceful in a way it rarely is during waking hours. I pull his blanket up, press a kiss to his forehead. Thank you for choosing me, I whisper, even though he can't hear. Kieran is in his connecting room, also asleep but restless. I settle into the chair beside his bed like I used to when my sister first died, when he needed someone to keep the nightmares away. We're going to be okay, I tell him quietly. I don't know how, but we're going to be okay. I hope I'm not lying. Somewhere around midnight, I make my way back to my own room. The door opens before I reach it. Dante stands there, concern clear on his face. Everything all right? Just checking on them. They're lucky to have you. Or cursed, I counter. Depending on perspective. He steps aside to let me pass. For what it's worth, I think the Selector knew what it was doing. I think it saw strength where you only see survival. I think it recognized someone who could stand in the center of violence and still choose kindness. That's a lot of faith in a system neither of us understands. Maybe, he pauses in my doorway, but I have faith in what I've seen. You standing in front of children when guns came out. You calming Matthias when he had nightmares. You walking through that ceremony with your head up even though you were terrified. Being terrified isn't brave. Being terrified and doing it anyway is the definition of brave. The words echo again. Different person. Same truth. He starts to leave, then pauses. The 3 days are up tomorrow. Whatever you decide, stay or try to negotiate some impossible freedom. I want you to know we'll respect it. As much as we can while keeping you alive. That's a pretty significant caveat. It's an honest one. After he leaves, I stand in the center of my borrowed room, feeling the marks on my throat and wrist pulse with heat that has nothing to do with my biology. I went for a checkup. I accidentally kissed a king. I triggered a bond one didn't understand. And now I'm standing in the center of a life I never chose, surrounded by children who need me and alphas who claim me and a future I can't predict. The old me, the one who worried about rent and suppressants and keeping Kieran fed, that person is gone. The new me? I'm still figuring out who that is. But as I climb into bed and feel the phantom press of alpha scents against my skin, I realize something. I'm not running. I'm not leaving. Not because I don't want to, but because somewhere between the accidental kiss and the ceremony that sealed my fate, these people became mine. And I don't know how to walk away from people who need me, even when staying is terrifying, even when the cost is my freedom, even when the future is uncertain and dangerous and built on foundations I don't understand. My phone buzzes. A message from an unknown number. Sleep well, Uncle Ro. Tomorrow we teach you to shoot. D. I stare at the message. Then, despite everything, I smile. Because that's what this is now. Not a cage. Not a prison. Not even really a choice. It's a family. Complicated. Dangerous. Built on blood and bonds I never asked for. But a family nonetheless. And I've never been good at walking away from family. Even when I should. Outside my window, guards patrol in the darkness, keeping watch, keeping me safe, keeping me trapped, or protected, depending on how you look at it. I close my eyes and let exhaustion take me. Tomorrow I'll learn to shoot. Tomorrow I'll start therapy with Matthias. Tomorrow I'll figure out how to be an omega in a world built for alphas. Tomorrow. But tonight I sleep in a fortress, wearing the marks of alpha kings, surrounded by children who think I'm brave enough to save them. And I pray to whoever might be listening that I don't let them down. Because the world is coming. The enemies are circling. And the man who went for a checkup and accidentally kissed a king? He's about to learn what it really means to be chosen by fate. Whether he's ready or not. The end. But really, this is just the beginning.